But I wanted to do today's Courage to Change. I had a big epiphany this morning. And it's funny, it happened when I woke up and I was half awake. And I think that's when your subconscious is really, they say that that's the time you can teach yourself the most. You repeat mantras and affirmations and things during that type of sleep. I'm sorry, I'm not a scientist. There's deep sleep, there's semi sleep, whatever that's all called, alpha, beta, I don't know. Anyway, I was half awake, half asleep, and it hit me. Something I dreamed about. Don't remember the dream now. Too far away from the dream. But the epiphany was huge. So let me give you some backstory. You know, it reminds me of those things you see on social media where it says I was 58 years old. I was this year's old when I learned this. So I'm 58, and it just dawned on me. Big moment. Here we go. When I was a kid, I was adopted, and my parents that adopted me ended up only staying together until I was 4. And he left. He had an affair with another woman, and there's a lot of story to it. He was a minister at the time, and he got this other woman pregnant, and he already had my brother, who's 4 years older than me, and me, who was newly adopted. And I guess, I was about 4, so my brother was 8 when he finally left. Is that right? Was I 4? I think I was younger than that. Anyway, all gets blurry when you're old. So the point is that when he left my mom and us kids, and we were destitute. He lost the house. All the furniture was repossessed. We didn't get anything. And my mom was actually considered an outcast from the church because she was a divorcee. And at that time, that was not okay, even though he's the one that left her. Whole nother issue. That's a whole nother video, whole nother podcast on that one. So, anyway, here she was, a single mother with 2 little kids, and just broke as a joke, right? She got a job at Safeway at the time, and could only, because she was a preacher's wife, so she had to stay at home and all that. So she didn't have any work experience or any education. I mean, she went to some college, but nothing to scream at. And she went to job. She got a job as a box boy. I remember, we were so poor. And one day I came home from kindergarten. We lived across the street from the kindergarten to help my mom, so we could walk back and forth. And I was walking home, and the Sears truck was there. The truck was there from Sears, and it was picking up all the rest of our furniture that he did not pay for. And I had this French provincial. If you don't know what French provincial is, Google it. It was very hot in the 60s and 70s, and it was white furniture. The little girl's white furniture kind of had a gold edge on it, a leafing. And I had a canopy bed. I had every little girl's dream bedroom set. And I was watching them pack it up and put it in the Sears truck and drive it away. Now, that's very traumatic when you're 4 and you see your whole, everything's been dismantled already. And now you're living in some apartment and with your mom, who's single, who's trying to do bag groceries at Safeway to make a living. And all your furniture's being taken away. And so we slept like on beanbag chairs that someone gave us and ate off paper plates as my mom rebuilt our life. So I have always had, and then just my relationship with him was just so non-existent. It's like we were a big pain in the ass. When he did show up to visit, he had a doll or something with him, which was like big, big, because we were so poor. And so he kind of became that not California, what do you call it? Disneyland. He became like a Disneyland dad, because he was alone now and he's making it. He never got together with the woman he had an affair with. And I don't think it was even his kid she was pregnant with. So it was all like Knots Landing, and I was 4 years old. So anyway, I had some major issues. Growing up, he was always too busy to see us. We lived in Washington. He moved to California. And so, like every other summer or something, we got to go visit him. And when we went to visit him, he was always working. He was never there. I didn't really have a relationship, and I was adopted, so I don't think he felt that close to me. And apparently not, because later in life, my brother, who was his real child, went to live with him, and I quit hearing from him altogether. So I had these huge abandonment issues with him, as well as a huge resentment for. Oh, did I get disconnected from you? I hope not. It says I'm still recording, but it's trying to reconnect. Anyway, I had these huge abandonment issues from him, not loving me and not wanting me to be in his life. And then I had financial insecurity, like you would not believe, because everything had been taken away a couple times by him. And I really resented him for that. I resented him for not paying the bills and letting us, be without a place to live and leaving my mom stranded. And, just the whole, it was his fault. He was a son of a bitch. Okay, fast forward into my life now. And, you know, as an entrepreneurs lose everything at some point. You have to become, I think it's like a rite of passage. You have to lose everything and start over. I'm going to pull over because this says reconnecting and I don't want to lose you. So let's see if I can get connected with you. So I hope I can. So, as an entrepreneur, you lose everything and you have to build back, and then you lose it again. You make stupid decisions. You make good decisions that go bad. You make good decisions with bad people, whatever the deal is, right? So I've been through this a few times, recently going through it again. So here's the second part, and I should stop so we don't get disconnected again. So I had all these resentments with this guy, and I woke up this morning and I got out of bed, and whatever dream I had really brought this to my head, right? People don't plan on losing everything. It is not fun to start over again. It is not fun to have things repossessed, to have your car picked up. It's not fun to have creditors calling and people delivering summons to your door suing you for money. It is not fun. No one chooses to do that, right? And I realized this morning that he did not do that because he did not love me. He just did that because that's what happens. And it didn't have anything to do with me at all. I know, it seems obvious, doesn't it? But when you're living in that trauma or whatever, you hang on to it. It becomes you. It's a part of you. And all of a sudden this morning I realized, oh my God, this guy was just doing the best he could. Now I knew that on some level, but I really get it now because I've lost everything and I've had to build it back. And my kids suffered for it. Not like that, because I didn't abandon her, emotionally. Um, but I realized, he didn't choose to do that. I'm sure he would have rather been the superhero in the story, right? But he wasn't, and it didn't have anything to do with me. Nothing. Wasn't about my value, wasn't about my worth. He just went broke. He lost everything, just like I have. And he built it back up. He probably lost it again. I don't know. I we've been estranged from each other for, God, maybe 35 years now. That's how big a deal this was, that I quit speaking to him. I never spoke to him again. I mean, this is a big revelation. And it's taken me until I'm 58 to figure that out. I didn't really even figure it out. It came to me. Like I said, I had some kind of dream, and I woke up and I went to the bathroom. And by the time I came up from the bathroom, I thought, oh my God, I'm no better or worse than him. I'm just a human being on the planet that made some bad decisions, made good decisions with bad people, like I said, whatever the case is, and I lost. That's it. Oh, wow. I wish someone could have told me that a long time ago. If that resonates with you, I hope it does. It's all perception, isn't it? It's all the way you're looking at something. It's all the way you're looking at something. And somehow you got to get in there and pry yourself out of the thinking that you have that's killing you, that's holding you back. That happened to me today, and amazing revelation. Should have been as obvious as the nose on my face. I could have seen it in you, but not in me. Isn't that something? Anyway, courage to change. That's what it takes, is a little courage, and you can see things differently. I love you guys. See you tomorrow.